You're watching the Central Post. This is Samiksha Joy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi just wrapped up his 2-day official visit to Malaysia, his first overseas trip of 2026. He was invited by Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, and honestly, the reception was pretty warm right from the start. Prime Minister Anwar personally came to the airport to greet him when he landed on the 7th, which isn't something you see every day in diplomacy. The main event happened on the 8th in Putrajaya and Kuala Lumpur. They held delegation level talks, the usual broad agenda covering trade, investment, defense, security, semiconductors, renewable energy, digital economy, healthcare, education, tourism, culture, and even disaster management. Both sides were clear about pushing forward the comprehensive strategic partnership that got upgraded back in 2024. The big takeaway? They exchanged 11 documents, a mix of MOUs, exchange of notes, and letters. And here's what stood out: semiconductor cooperation. They're looking at joint work in that sector, which matters a lot given global supply chains. Disaster management and UN peacekeeping. Practical stuff for coordination. Audio-visual co-production. Basically, easier joint films and media projects. Combating corruption, vocational training, TVET, health and medicine cooperation. Social security for workers linking ESIC in India and Malaysia's PERKESO. Security talks between national security councils, plus things like the International Big Cats Alliance framework and a report from the 10th India-Malaysia CEO Forum that happened right before. They also talked cross-border payments, local currency settlements to make trade smoother and boosting overall bilateral trade. Last year's figure was around $18.6 billion, and both want to push it higher under existing agreements like MIC-ECA and the ASEAN-India Trade Deal. PM Modi introduced something called the Impact IMPACT vision during the visit. It stands for India-Malaysia Partnership for Advancing Collective Transformation, Impact IMPACT. And from what was shared, it's meant as a framework to guide faster and larger scale cooperation, which benefits both of the country's people and wider region. On the cultural side, PM Modi met the Indian community in Kuala Lumpur. There's a big diaspora connection, and he highlighted shared ties, especially around Tamil language and heritage, which timed nicely with the Thiapusam festival atmosphere. Overall, both leaders described the discussions as productive. Prime Minister Anwar called the meeting vital and strategic for ties. PM Modi said it was memorable, anchored in cultural bonds, and should give fresh momentum to the relationship. PM Modi left for India later on the 8th. No major surprises, but it's a solid step in locking in more concrete cooperation in tech, security, and economy amid the usual regional dynamics. But there are also questions worth asking. Will this MOUs translate into actual investments and projects, or just stay on paper and headlines? And how much will the semiconductor cooperation deliver in India's chip ambition versus Malaysia's established role? For now, only time can tell. But if you're someone interested in geopolitics or semiconductor plays, this one's worth keeping an eye on. So keep watching the Central Post, and we'll keep you updated with whatever else comes up.